If you're waiting until your channel or your business makes money to hire an editor, you're losing money every week you wait. And before you tell me you can't afford it, you can get genuinely high-quality editing done for $50 to $100 a week if you find the right person. So let's talk about what this actually costs, why it's almost certainly worth it sooner than you think, and how to know if you're ready. Here's the question I get from almost every creator and small business owner I talk to. I'm not making much from my channel yet, or I'm not sure video is going to pay off for my business, so how can I justify spending money on an editor? It's a completely reasonable question, but it's the wrong math. When most people think about whether they can afford an editor, they compare the cost of editing against what they're earning right now. If the channel makes $200 a month and the editor costs $400, the math looks terrible. But that comparison misses the real cost entirely. The real cost is your time. If you're editing a 10-minute video yourself, that's roughly 5 to 10 hours per video at least. You may be spending more than that. Those are hours you could be spending filming more content, engaging with your audience, building your business, or frankly, just living your life. And every week you spend those hours in the edit instead of on growth, you're pushing back the timeline on everything you're actually trying to build. Think about it this way. If you could post twice a week instead of once, your channel grows faster, your audience compounds faster, your revenue timeline moves up. That second video per week isn't costing you anything extra to film if you've already freed up the editing time. But you can't get there if you're still spending 5 to 7 hours per video sitting in a timeline. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, Maya, I literally do not have the budget. So let's look at what this actually costs. If you find a good editor overseas or work with an agency that has good dialed-in processes, you're looking at roughly $100 to $150 per video for a solid professional edit depending on length and complexity. For a lot of creators posting once a week, that's $400 to $600 a month. And if you're strategic about it, you can find capable editors in the $50 to $100 per video range, which brings you closer to $200 to $400 a month. That's less than most people spend eating out in a month for you to double your content output and drive more leads into your pipeline. And here's the honest flip side, because I'm not going to sit here and tell everyone to go hire an editor tomorrow, regardless of their situation. If your business is genuinely hemorrhaging money and you have real financial fires to put out, that comes first. But if the question is, should I invest $50 to $100 a week in getting my time back so I can actually grow the company? The answer for most people is yes. At that price, there is almost no scenario where the trade-off doesn't make sense. The time you get back is worth more than what you're spending, even if you can't see the ROI yet. Let me tell you what I've actually seen happen. We had a client who had been doing content on and off for 3 or 4 years. He'd post for a while, see some traction, and then fall off whenever work got busy or life happened. The reason was simple. He was doing literally every step himself. Writing, shooting, editing, publishing, all of it on top of a full-time job. As soon as he outsourced the editing, the writing, and the social media management, all he had to do was show up and shoot. Immediately, he was consistent. Not because he found more hours in the day, but because he stopped trying to do everything and let other people handle the parts that didn't require him. That's the real shift. It's not about whether you can afford an editor. It's about what it's costing you to not have one. Every week you spend 5, 7, or 10 plus hours editing is a week you're not scaling. It's a week you're closer to burnout. It's a week where the content that was supposed to grow your business is the thing keeping you from growing your business. So here's what I'd actually tell you to do. Look at your week honestly. Add up the hours you spend on editing. Ask yourself what you would do with that time if you got it back. If the answer is film more content, work on my business, or even just not feel like I'm drowning, then the editor pays for itself long before your channel does. Now, one thing I want to flag. When you do hire an editor, how much you pay and how you structure the deal matters a lot. There are 5 specific factors that can quietly double or triple what editing costs you. And most of them have nothing to do with your editor's skill or honesty. If you want to understand exactly why editing costs what it costs and how to structure the deal so you don't overpay, we put together a full breakdown called 5 Things That Secretly Double Your Editing Costs. It walks you through the real math, including why the same project can range from 5 hours to 25 hours, depending on factors most people never think about, and it gives you the single most important structural fix you can make before you hire anyone. The link is in the description. It's free and it'll save you a lot of money.